Let's refresh. No, I think we are live.
We are live.
Yeah, cool. So are you diving?
I'm training in the pool regularly, luckily.
Perfect.
In Slovenia, I think like in most of the European countries, the athletes who are, how to say, recognized by the Olympic Committee, we were able to train, and it's probably the most luxurious period of training period ever. You know, you come to the pool and you have the pool for yourself, because
8 lines today. I will take the first one and finish in the 8th one.
Exactly. But still, like,
I think we have the same, but
but it's also getting warmer and warmer. I think it's already like 15 degrees right now in Slovenia, so I'm already excited, you know, to go to the seaside and do some dives and, you know, have some fun.
Yeah. Of course, like every country has some, you know, like a sort of restricted period. I think we will start regularly freediving with the start of April. That's how I'm feeling. March, it should start slowly, but April can be a nice start. That's
Cool.
how I'm feeling.
Yeah, but we also managed, like with our you know, freediving club in Ljubljana, we managed to basically transform all our pool activities to online activities. So we were doing like online trainings, and it was really impressive to see, like, after 8 weeks of training, people started hitting PBs, you know. And
yeah, exactly.
And this was super exciting experiment, because at the end, the motivation for dry training, which I could never imagine, was super high. And yes, now everyone is, you know, looking forward to jump in the sea or in the pool and test it, how efficient it was.
Yeah, I totally agree. Last year, we continued our online training in our community. But at the end of the year, you know, there was a hiccup. I got sick. That was the hiccup. But we will start it soon. So yeah, it's amazing how regular training can affect your condition, even if it is dry. It's so nice to see that.
Yeah,
Super
regular
nice.
training, you know, to stay in shape and to combine it maybe with, you know, some strength training like Pilates or stretching, and then dry apnea. It's with a little bit of, let's say, creativity and improvisation, you can really create very good dry training, which is, you know, kind of fascinating. No one would imagine people would enjoy doing that 2 or 3 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah. For the first time, I think people have enough time to, let's say, to see freediving as an activity to train properly, just like an Olympic discipline. You know, like the other disciplines have been doing it for decades to get all these Olympic medals and all, but now we have time, and if you just follow the same steps that they are doing, it just becomes a success story.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's also kind of related to the topic we will talk.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it. Try getting deeper into it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it is time. Shall we start?
I think it's. I think we can. This is
okay. Super. Samo, would you like to introduce yourself?
So my name is Samo Eranko. I'm from Slovenia, SSI freediving instructor, also instructor trainer, extremely passionate freediver, swimmer, and you know, I try to also make living from freediving, and I'm really let's say motivated when I see people progressing in freediving. And that's why, today's topic, I think, is going to be something very natural for me to discuss.
Super nice. Yeah. And my name is Memo. So I work for SSI as a freediving international training director, and I live in Turkey. Just like Samo, freediving is my life. And my personal passion is to see freedivers, of course, develop. But personally, my hot topic is how people learn and how can I teach better? How can I learn from other people? That's not today's issue. But today we have a beautiful topic to discuss, how to continue freediving.
How to continue and how to bring it to a higher level,
Exactly.
It's exactly combination of both.
Yeah, so not to continue at a moderate level, which is boring. So yeah, well, I was thinking, when in almost all freediving agencies, let's say, not only ours, the typical mindset of a student is always looking for the next level instead of looking for other opportunities to train. When they are at the level 1, they are immediately looking for level 2. When they are at level 2, they are immediately looking at level 3. And sometimes when they are at level 3, there's no level 4, for the ones who don't know. But they are looking at the instructor level, thinking that is going to be the next best thing for them. So today, we will be discussing about how to progress healthy and in an efficient way. So Samo, please, let's start. I have a question for you to kickstart the topic. What do you think makes a good freediver?
Well, good freediver, it's, the good freediver needs to have passion. And I believe this is the first step into the world of, freediving, training and discovering the world beneath the surface. After that, like passion, this is not something that you can really learn, but you're kind of born and you get it either from colleagues or friends or while traveling around the world. But very soon you recognize, especially in freediving, that you need certain skills, and the basic skills are usually taught at, not usually, are taught at level 1 courses. And already the progress at this stage is tremendous. Like how much people improve their relaxation, their equalization skills, the depth, the static apnea, and so on. It's really, really impressive. And as you said, people normally look for the next steps in terms of both performance and education only towards the level 2, level 3 courses. Well, we still have to know that freediving is a sport, and in order to progress in the sport, you have to train and improve certain skills that you can implement them in your dives. So at one point, every freediver will experience let's say the challenge of CO2 tolerance, O2 tolerance, swimming technique, relaxation during different deep diving techniques or styles. And this is something that you don't have to, or some things you're even not going to learn on the level 2 or level 3 course, but you should look for the knowledge in the continuing education courses.
Yeah, I agree. Like one thing you said, passion is a topic on its own. But what derives passion is success, progress. And motivation, progress, exactly. And motivation to get in the water. So the more motivated you are, and if you're seeing the good results, obviously the more passionate you become, and it becomes a story of winning. So you always, like jump from one windstone to the other windstone. It's like win, 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 win. It goes on like that. In my mind, first of all, a good foundation should be the start of a good freediving career. Without a good foundation, it becomes a little bit more like, probably it is more difficult to create passion, because there will be more fails in your career, and obviously you may not be feeling super passionate the more you fail. So you should be winning, you should be seeing your progress. That is the thing. But yes, once you had the foundation, training in other disciplines, training in specialties, let's say, is probably more important than straight jumping into the next level of freediving education. We have been talking, so you are a swimmer, and obviously, like comparing your swimming career with freediving, training in different disciplines, training in alternative drills, let's say, how do you see it? What is the importance? How important it is in your mind, in your opinion?
Well, it definitely adds some variety in the training process. That's first thing. And the second thing is you start developing, let's say, we can call it like a movement vocabulary. So how to move in different ways, how to use your, let's say, body and mobility in different situations. And over specialization is never very useful. And this is why, doing only constant weight by fins is, yes, it can, bring some kind of a progress. But when you start combining it with no fins, with free immersion, with variable weight, you will immediately discover totally new world, and it will benefit, for instance, doing CNF dive, which requires certain level of fitness and relaxation. It will definitely benefit your constant weight by fins. So improving one discipline naturally brings progress into the another one. And it's really important to combine these skills if you want to become a long-term freediver who progress. Of course, you can stay passionate and do all the time the same things, the same drills, but for progress, you have to, rotate and learn new skills, because you never know when a certain, let's say, click that you recognize or learn during one discipline can help you with another.
Yeah, I totally agree. So in other words, a champion cannot be a one-trick pony. If you cannot be the best in one discipline by just training in that discipline, like I'm sure our viewers right now are finding everything very logical, but I would like to get a bit more into detail. If we can give some useful tips, or if we can discuss what each discipline can mean for the overall development of freediving in them, it can be even better. So let's start talking about free immersion. By the way, guys, we are talking here, but we are also looking for your questions. I'm following the chat as we are speaking. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and we will try to cover everything as we speak. So free immersion, it is by definition, by using the same weight, you just pull down from the line and pull yourself up from the line. But it is not as simple as this, right? It teaches the freediver quite a lot of things. It teaches you to stay calm in longer dives. It teaches you probably how to slow down. What do you think about it?
Well, definitely. I can speak here from the experience I have from my students, and also the experience I have, from my own dives and, competitive freediving career. Free immersion is, in my opinion, probably one of the most, if not the most important discipline. Why? Because you only use very natural movements with your arms to pull yourself down and up. The speed of going down and up is relatively slow, so you can have the total control of your body, which enables you to really find the way how to relax. You know, we all seek relaxation, but you know, there is no secret tip. Okay, if you will do that, you will relax. Actually, relaxation is the consequence of a lot of different aspects of your dive, of your body, and so on. And with free immersion, I noticed that it's the most natural way to, you know, to learn it. And then you start, you know, combining free immersion with, you know, putting some fins on. Then you can combine dives with the free immersion down, bifins up, or vice versa. So it's a lot of variations. And one also additional benefit of this discipline, you really develop self-confidence with longer dive times.
Yeah, I agree.
And you know, we all want to stay down longer, to be relaxed longer. And I guess with the constant weight disciplines, free immersion is the easiest one to achieve this kind of you know, progress and state of mind.
Yeah, I totally think so. You know, when you look into nature, the animals who run for longest distance, for example, they all synchronize their heartbeats with their paces, with their running paces. Like kangaroos, for example, every time they jump, the heart beats. So when they land, the heart also squeezes. So it's like a synchronized motion, and technically they can run, like technically or ideally, in theory, they can run endlessly if they have food or water, you know, to sustain. But free immersion sort of teaches us how to become a kangaroo, right? You discover your own rhythm in freediving, and this rhythm is your peaceful rhythm. So maybe if you make a start, or if you try it on your own, which is not the ideal way, it is more difficult to find this peace. But in time, with proper tuition, let's say, you discover how to become truly peaceful in the water. So that
Absolutely.
becomes something different for the freediver, something major to discover.
Yeah, and also free immersion is a perfect discipline for those who want to make a switch from diving with a mask to diving with a nose clip only, or maybe fluid goggles.
Yeah.
You have constant touch with the rope, so you feel, you know, self-confident. You have some kind of safety. Everything is happening pretty slowly. Everything you have under control. So I was using this discipline to basically learn how to relax at greater depths using only a nose clip.
Yeah, I think it's a great specialty to learn and to develop.
It's a you know, it's
Yeah,
one of the, I think it's one of the most important one in terms of learning how to relax, how to control your body and the mind under the surface.
yeah, I totally agree. Let's talk another one. What about monofin? People like monofin. It's like a sports car.
Exactly.
You go fast. But also, many people think it like, okay, in order to use the monofin, first I need to get my monofin, and the rest happens on its own. Like, do I need a course for monofin?
Do you need a, you know, do you have to go to a, you know, driving school to be learned? You know,
exactly what I was thinking. Yeah.
Look, first of all, first of all, monofin is, you know, it's extremely exciting.
Yeah.
It's fast. It's simple. It's you know, it's adventurous. So it's really nice. You know, piece of equipment to explore the depths or the distances in the pool. But unfortunately, there is always a but. It's quite fragile, And the first thing why you have to participate in the course is, to learn how to swim with it, how to move with it, how to do turns with it, not to damage and to break the monofin. So this is the first reason. The second reason, monofin requires a certain rhythm of the movement. So you have to connect the whole body into one continuous wave. And it's not really natural. People, when people look swimmers or advanced freedivers, how they swim, it seems very simple. But actually, normally it happens just like this, for someone who put the monofin on, it's just like some bending the knees and trying to go forward. While immediately when you start using your full body, you increase the speed, you improve the efficiency, and suddenly you can move faster and swim for longer distances. During the monofin course, so you learn the technique, you learn the exercises and drills that you can implement in your own training that will, benefit you not only during the course, but this is like a lifetime, project, and exercises are really good thing to make your regular training sessions more diverse. So you will get very useful tools for that. You will learn how to relax and stretch your arms and shoulders, because as you can see on the photo, we try to be in the streamlined position when we swim with the monofin. The speed is high, and if we manage to keep our arms in the streamlined position, your speed will be even higher, but it requires also some special stretching techniques, and not only stretching techniques, also strength exercises around the shoulders and the upper back, in order to be able to keep your arms in a streamlined position for minute, 2, maybe 3. So overall, I always advise my students not to learn on your own mistake. Don't break monofins, and don't learn just from YouTube drills and skills, because during the specialty courses, the progress is extremely fast, especially when someone with experience is always keeping an eye on you and correcting the let's say mistakes and looking for new ways how to improve your style and technique. So definitely very useful.
I totally agree. Yeah. So I mean, just to lay it on the table, you cannot learn freediving over YouTube. That's the fact.
That's a fact, for sure.
Yeah, that's a fact. So don't try to learn any kind of freediving from YouTube, because you will end up spending much more money than you will end up spending in a course, or for the broken equipment, or for the hospital bills. So it will cost you definitely more. If nature's best monofin swimmers are dolphins, for sure, as you explained at the beginning, the natural tendency of mankind to use monofin is like a squid. It's not like flowing like a wave, but it is like pulsing in the water. I totally agree. It is exciting, and it gives so much variation to your freediving. Adding a day of monofin diving in the water can change your mindset and can boost your passion incredibly. And for sure, yeah,
maybe just like some, let's say, a time frame for someone who is thinking about using a monofin, and how much time it takes to learn some basic skills. So from my experience, 3 sessions for an hour and a half or 2 hours will already make you, I'm not going to say a perfect monofin swimmer, but independent, efficient user of a monofin.
Yeah, that is why SSI monofin freediving specialty has 4 sessions. 2 in the pool or confined water, and 2 in the open water. So to give you all the basics, and the basics should be taught in a in a scientific logical sequence, so that you can develop these skills, not in an easy way, in a comfortable way, and then you will start enjoying much more instead of fighting with the equipment in the water. I think also, like, shoulder flexibility is one thing that you said. Monofin is also creating very nice the flexibility of the back muscles, and I think the ankles are also taking their good share in the flexibility department. Which I think ankle flexibility is very critical in a freediver's technique.
Ankle, knees, hips. It's basically the whole body needs to be synchronized and super flexible when you are looking for let's say perfection. But luckily, the design of the monofin is monofins are designed in a way that enables us to swim very fast and very efficiently without perfect flexibility. And the whole construction of the monofin with the angle on your the foot pocket with the angle, different shape of the monofin, all these features are basically for freedivers who want to relax during the glide and who wants to basically relax and not be completely streamlined, because there is always some kind of a compromise: super streamlined and tense, and a little bit more relaxed and not perfectly streamlined. So we are looking for a balance, and the equipment nowadays is very well developed and enables us to be very close to optimum, even when we are relaxed.
Like if we add some solid data and you look into the world records, the difference between bifin and monofin is like 20%. So if you jump into monofin, you can assume you can increase your performance in the long term by 20%.
At least.
At least. But I mean, even if your bifin is like at the perfect level, it always can get better. But imagine it is at such a high level, it cannot get any better. Still, monofin can give you 20%. You can either use this 20% for more performance, or for 20% more relaxed in the water and 20% more joy in the water. So it can be an interesting thing to try. We suggest you for sure. What about the no fins? It is the most challenging, the purest discipline. And because it is challenging and technical, many people say, I don't like no fin freediving. But I know you enjoy no fin freediving quite a lot, and it is also one of my personal favorites. What do you say?
Well, no fins freediving. It's for those who want to train freediving and who want to use it like as a recreational sport, it's a must-learn technique. And there is a very simple reason. When you swim no fins, there is absolutely no way you can cheat with using perfect high-tech equipment. So you are in the water on your own, and you must learn how to feel the water, how to glide through the water, and you start appreciating every second of glide, every moment of glide. Each stroke, which is made perfectly, will push you further and further. And you should never skip doing no fins discipline. Another thing, during the training period, when you switch from no fins back to the monofin or back to the free immersion, your dive times significantly improve, your relaxation significantly improve. So it's a very good discipline in the training period.
Yeah.
But it requires a certain time to, let's say, learn the coordination of movements, to develop certain flexibility of the joints. It's, you know, it's a pure swimming discipline, so you don't need any kind of equipment, no expensive gear, so you just need a swimsuit, swimming goggles, and jump in the pool.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's the discipline of coordination. You need to learn yourself. And as you just described, there is no way to cheat. What you try to achieve is the perfect arm stroke, the perfect kick, perfect glide. So at the end of the day, it comes to the adventure of chasing the details. How can I progress myself in these tiny details? But these tiny details also are the details which are important for other disciplines. So it is a package, like a tough package. I mean, we are saying tough, but just like monofin, maybe in 4 sessions, the no-fin freediving specialties, 4 sessions at minimum, you can get the basics, and this can give you the understanding of how little details can push you forward, can make your freediving absolutely a beast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When like, I also consider no fins discipline as a training tool.
Yeah.
So no fins and freestyle are 2 disciplines that if you want to train in the pool, you just need them, you know, and it's a training tool for freedivers. How else would you train the CO2 tolerance in you know, in the most efficient way than doing it with a swimming freestyle breaststroke, maybe some additional variations with other discipline. But I cannot imagine a better CO2 training in the pool swimming breaststroke. So it's a useful training tool.
Exactly. And these little details that you learn during your training, like achieving the buoyancy, the perfect buoyancy for pool sessions. Not only you start thinking about how much weight do I need to achieve my good buoyancy, but you start to think about how much weight do I need on my neck or on my weight belt to make my trim totally horizontal to achieve better streamlining. These details at the end of the day are so valuable for other disciplines. It becomes a super important
exactly.
specialty.
In the pool you let's say you seek perfection with the buoyancy, while doing constant weight no fins, you will when you will start training no fins in the sea, you will also start appreciating diving with as little weights as possible. It's, you know, swimming up from a deep dive, no fins, it's much easier when you don't have to use much fins, and it gives you a totally different perspective on balancing yourself on a deep dive, on using efficient wetsuit, very flexible wetsuit, which will allow you, you know, to swim efficiently. So, as I said, it's very, very good technique for every serious freediver.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. I was thinking about this. You know, like to carry a little weight in a deep no-fin dive, obviously you need a thinner wetsuit. It's this logic going on, but with the thinner wetsuit, you can get easily cold. So you're always walking on a thin line to catch the perfect balance. You want to get cold, but you want to be thin, and you want to have as little weight as possible. So I have a story. I think I don't remember how many years ago I was in Egypt in Dahab in a competition in Blue Hole. I think it was the Russian Open or something. But the highly decorated world champion Natalia Molchanova was diving right in front of me, trying to have a world record in no fin. So obviously, like, she was like one ahead of me, and I had the first row seat, you know, watching her moves. And you can obviously say this dive had been practiced so many times, and the muscle memory and everything, like super. She was looking for the super perfect dive. So the thing we said, you need a thin suit, but you don't need to get, you don't want to get cold. So she get in the water with the thin suit, but with a scuba suit on top of the thin suit, just to keep the body temperature. And she was like this, you know, the Michelin baby, you know, this, like she was floating, and they were pulling her to the dive side, dive location. And just a couple of minutes before the session, she just took the suit off with the thin suit, but still warm. She did the dive, and she had the world record. So, and then you start thinking, do I ever thought about this? You know, like when you start getting obsessed with the details and aiming for the perfect dive, and, you know, naming yourself the perfectionist, obviously you start becoming creative, which can affect your level diving. I don't know how many levels, in a lot of levels. So it was nice to see, you know, like it was the first time I saw this trick, actually.
Yeah, it's yeah, when you start looking for ways to improve, how to use certain setup, then you become very, very, very creative, and you come up with various solutions. So yeah.
Yeah. What about variable weight?
Basically, I learned the equalization skills that I use nowadays for my deep dives, those below 100 meters. During the let's say considerably shallow 30 meters variable weight dive in a blue hole. I can still clearly remember it. It was 2009 in Dahab with Linda Paganelli.
Yeah.
And she gave me the bottom weight. I went down with you know, holding the bottom weight, pinching my nose, trying to you know, learn mouthfeel, and it just clicked. And it really, you know, made me thinking how much effort and how much thinking we basically devote to movements, our position, and so on, that we forget about, you know, equalization. And when you are trying to learn new equalization skills, you just want to focus on one thing, right? During the dive, just only one thing. I don't know, one tiny movement of your soft palate, of your jaw, of the nose, or whatever. And basically, variable weight dives are, I mean, I cannot imagine teaching advanced equalization skills without variable weight dives, or, you know, implementing variable weight specialty course to make self-awareness during the dive, and to put the equalization on a higher level efficiently.
Yeah, I agree. And also, variable weight taught me something else. You know, we humans, unfortunately, you know, maybe in our minds we belong to the sea, but by our nature we are not marine animals. So any deep dive has its little share of fear inside the human brain. So variable weight, because you know the ascent is so easier than a normal dive, is a great tool to break the depth anxiety in freedivers. I use this as a tool for myself, and, you know, like it helped me a lot with these anxiety issues. But like you said, equalization can become a piece of cake with variable weight dives. It's a great way. I agree.
It's really good way to to progress in the sea. I strongly recommend everyone not to jump into variable weight diving without supervision of an instructor, because there are a lot of things that can affect our dive, and as we said earlier, not learn on your own mistakes, and better have someone with you as an instructor who can guide you through the diving process with additional weights. And yes, if you want to get depth adaptation, depth relaxation, if you want to put your equalization skills on your higher level, if you want to really enjoy deep dives, then variable weight is the thing.
Exactly. And for the ones who are getting excited with the variable weight, SSI lets level 2 students and onwards, level 3 of course, to join the variable weight specialty course. And this program not only lets you perform variable weight dives, but also teach you how to set up, customize variable weight diving
setup.
Yeah, exactly. So all the fundamentals are taught. So it's a must. It can become pretty risky if you try to master it only yourself by the guidance of YouTube videos.
Yeah. No, really, do it with an instructor.
Yeah.
And if you follow the advice for your instructor, you will fall in love.
Yeah. So let's say if these are the main disciplines which we can train to add some spice on our freediving, obviously we need to learn how to train properly. You can try all sorts of disciplines, but if you don't know how to train for your needs, everything stays a little bit up in the air, right? And we have a program to teach our students to train properly, and this is training techniques. I mean, I can talk for hours, but I would like you to start. What do you think?
I mean, training techniques are like putting the gasoline in your car. So you can have the perfect car, but if you don't put the gasoline in, you're not gonna. I mean, maybe now with the battery or gasoline or battery, nowadays.
Yeah.
But look, we hold our breath. We move underwater. So we must train for that. So you have to be physically ready to go down and come up. And if you want to make it a pleasant experience, you need to achieve a certain level of your fitness and breath hold capacity. And what I see from, let's say, students and people joining our community is they always show up with some app on the phone and asking me, okay, what parameter should I put in? I said, like, the best thing is you just delete this app.
Good answer.
because it's not really useful tool. In freediving, we have so many exciting ways to train CO2 tolerance, to train hypoxic tolerance, to train physical endurance, that following one app will make your life just miserable. But if you will follow the tips and tricks and the guidance you get during the training, training specialty course, you will be equipped with the knowledge how to make each session like an incredible adventure.
Yeah.
And yes, if you want to progress in freediving, if you are a freediver, a spare fisherman, an underwater photographer, look, in my honest opinion, at least once per week, you should do something related to freediving. It's not necessary, like if you are not aiming to go for a, I don't know, world championship or some big international event, it's not necessary to train every day. But look, once or twice per week, it's very useful. And if you can make it efficient, you will progress, and you will start progressing really fast. Like now during the lockdowns and during the winter season when the pools were closed, we were running online trainings in Slovenia. And in 12 weeks period, 84% of the people made a PB. Among them, 28% of guys participating in the online training classes made more than 5 minutes dry static. You know, more than, I think it was more than 86% of them did more than 4 minutes static. So the progress when you start systematically training freediving is tremendous. Yeah. So reaching 4 or 5 minutes, it's not a science fiction. Like in my experience with the, let's say, group of 60, 70 people regularly training, it takes from 8 to 12 weeks, 2 times per week static or dry dynamic to reach this kind of numbers. And I think it's a motivation. It's a great motivation.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Immediately when you start progressing, when you start enjoying the breath hold, when the discomfort, or actually when the comfort part of the dive significantly improves, you know, when you see the smile on people's face, it's just incredible. You know, it's really incredible. So we are lucky that the progress in first couple of weeks in freediving, it's really extreme, you know, and it gives motivation. It gives good fundamental background for your summer activities in the sea. So absolutely, like, I would say the most important specialty that you have to participate.
Yeah, training techniques is special for sure.
It's really, because like you finish the level 1 course, you start, you know, looking at maybe 30 meters depth, you know, and so on, and learning mouthfeel, or not mouthfeel, Frenzel and other advanced techniques. But if you're physically not able to stay relaxed down there, to come up, to swim, to hold your breath, if you will fight contractions already on the way down, then I'm not going to say it's a total waste of time and money, but actually it is, you know, because you should prepare your body for, you know, for the additional depth, additional dive times, and the progress rate among those who train regularly and then participate level 2 and level 3 courses is significantly higher.
Yeah, that is, of course, like that, without a doubt, that is the truth. And also, you know, even in the league of professional athletes in freediving, it is so common to see people copying each other's training routines, the drills. They hear from a friend of them that he's or she is training this way, and without even questioning if that drill suits their needs, they generally have a tendency to do it, or try to, you know, like they hope it's going to help them. And training technique program, at the heart of it, is giving you all the fundamentals and the foundation to look into you, to analyze yourself, and then, you know, like you have the ability to say, I should be training in this direction. Of course, if you have a coach, or if you are training with a training center, this can be even more fruitful, because another set of eye, an experienced eye, is watching you in the water and say, hey, Samo, maybe we should be focusing on this part of the drill rather than that part. So everything can get better, and this course can show its real beauty. I think it could be super nice. Like
Yeah,
that.
and it's also like this course. It's also an excellent opportunity for freediving instructors. Like we are also like addressing our fellow instructors with these live streams, and you know, it really, you know, when you're creating a community, and when you are trying to build like friendly relationships, and you know, some kind of bonds between customers, and also between you and customers, regular training sessions are the thing.
Yeah,
really the thing. They can be done in the gym, they can be done in the pool. Nowadays we proved they can be also done through the, you know, video conference.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I totally agree with you. Us as the instructors, we should be the first believers of the tools that we are using. We are trying to teach a lifestyle. I mean, if not to offend anyone, but we are teaching the religion of freediving. For some people, it goes as serious as this. But in order to do that, first we should be the believers of our tools. We should be the believers of our specialties, and we should first try and see how they benefit us. So this can be this should be definitely the first step. That is the thing. A couple of questions. I think we answered one of them already a little bit. Corina is asking, what are your suggestions for continuing your education and training at home in a time where access to pools can be limited? So you said something, but if you have the opportunity, now as you see, there's a training bike behind. There can be a lot of variations, that's for sure. Online guidance, online tuition can become, I think, the most valuable first step. And for sure, you can take it at another level with a nose clip and a bike. Yeah, Samo, yeah. I think that is your specialty.
Yes, look, we all have to adapt, and I would be really, really sad if our fellow freedivers, customers, students, however we call them, friends, you know, would lose the passion and motivation for freediving during the time of COVID. And it was kind of my mission to come up with different variations and training sets, and you know, to basically to set up a train from home community. And we like, there are some very practical exercises I can share. It's like it's a no secret. We were doing and I was doing a lot of dry statics, doing CO2 trainings where I just want to do a maximum breath hold and repeat them with as short break as possible. Then I was doing maximum breath holds on full lungs, on empty lungs, with a bit longer recovery, up to 1, 2, 3, 4 minutes. And then when we are talking about the training endurance, apnea endurance, CO2 endurance, you can use it. You can use a spinner. You can do the, you know, the skipping exercise where you are just doing high and low skipping. You can do a climber exercise. You can do a lot of variations doing planks with a breath hold. You can walk up the stairs, you know, even. But the stairs are a little bit more delicate. I try to
let's not suggest that.
Exactly.
So.
I try to encourage people to do something else than stairs, because when you fall off the stairs, it's
it can be
but
dangerous.
Very simple exercise, you know, high and low skipping, climber exercise, and planks variations. On a breath hold, it can be like 10 to 15 seconds breath hold, 2-3 breaths recovery, and then you repeat it. It's working.
Yeah,
it's really working.
And also walking apnea exercises.
Walking apnea exercises.
They are like dry dynamics. Yeah.
Dry dynamics. Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was too, you know, too rigorous with the idea of train from home. So I wanted to avoid, you know, suggestions of going around the town or in the park. So walking apnea, amazing. Literally, like you can do so many things there.
And you don't need a huge piece of a beach in front of you, even if you have a little stretch. Of course, if you are allowed to go out and enjoy a little bit of a nature, and if you have a field not full of rocks, like a flat and safe piece of land, you can easily practice walking apnea and add a little bit more variation in your dry training. I think it can be really interesting. Yeah,
interesting and useful, and for sure the progress will come. I just like one more thing, don't overtrain. Because you know, dry training, especially breath hold dry training, I suggest people to do it up to 2 times per week. Everything else should be stretching, strength training, running, cycling, whatever exercises, but you know, pure breath hold training up to 2 times per week.
I totally agree. You should feel hungry to hold your breath. Otherwise, if you are fed up with it, the recovery period can be quite long. Just to add one note, like Samo is explaining, spinners, you know, some exercises on gym machines. If you are ready to add some variation in your dry training, always make sure that the situation, the environment is not able to harm you. So always make sure, if possible, there is like someone with a distance, who is safe, but at the same time who can help you if you need help. So don't create these super risky training environments for yourself, because in the conditions of breath holding and, let's say, weightlifting at the same time, it can be painful.
Yeah, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just don't do it.
Exactly. Last question. Samo, do you log your dives? Do you log your progress?
Absolutely, always. And I want to follow the plan. Like, the progress is extremely faster, and training is more, you know, it's simple and more efficient when your training plan is written at least 1 week in advance.
Yeah.
So I write a plan down, I execute it, and then I put the notes. How did it go? When I felt first discomfort? What was the total time? What was recovery time? How did I feel? How did I sleep? So I try to keep track on training, and I want to plan it in advance. I don't want to show up at the pool or at the gym and then, okay, maybe I should swim a little bit like breaststroke and then maybe some dynamic. No. Write it down, execute it.
I totally agree. Like, having a plan in your hand, and especially a long-term plan, is giving you a lot of confidence. And also, analyzing the results of each session can only be possible if you are keeping a good logbook. Otherwise, you will not be able to remember 3 sessions backwards. You will start forgetting wherever you were and how much you progressed. So
I think it's very so keeping a logbook, it's Yes, when you are training the breath hold and CO2 O2 tables and so on, yes, you can keep track on your progress, or maybe look when you look back where you could improve, maybe rest more, train more, whatever. But with keeping your dives written down, especially in deep diving, you I mean, it's funny, but you will progress faster.
No, of course.
Why? Because I still have my logbooks from 2009, 2008, when I started freediving. And, you know, as many details as you can write down, the higher is the chance for you to improve and to find the way of successful execution of, for instance, mouthfeel at, I know, 50, 60, 70 meters. So I write down details like what was my position of shoulders, what was the position of the jaw, what was the position of the tongue, at what depth I had the alarm, how many kicks I did there, how did I feel in my chest, in my belly, how did I push this last equalization. So I really want to describe details.
Yeah.
And then like one dive can be like the whole, you know, A4 paper.
Yeah, luckily now we have a digital logbook which we can sort of log most of these details with a click.
Yes.
With a couple of thumb movements. But my advice on log keeping would be always ask this question to yourself: what could I have done different to make this session better? Like self-criticization is the key in a good progress. That's at least my secret of logbook keeping. If you say, no, I was perfect, then let it be. Maybe it was perfect, but there's usually something, if you think hard, if you push yourself, you can find something which you can improve. And these are the things which matter at the end of the day.
Yes.
Samo, thank you very much. It was, again, a pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Memo, for inviting. Really, really nice discussion, and I hope we offered some.
And hopefully this summer we will dive together face to face. Yeah,
for sure we'll find a way.
Super. Thank you very much again, and thank you very much for everyone who take their time and watch us be part of our little discussion. Let's say see you next time.
Thank you. Bye bye.